about to quantify, like good economists, the benefit side of the cost-benefit equation. And here, the idea is that each of us has in reserve, somewhere in our heads, a sense of what things are really worth to us, their maximum value or benefit, the highest price we'd pay. But what is the benefit or reservation price of going to the game? Well, the first thing I did at Boston College was to look to some other fans for help. And for this I used a cute trick economists play to quantify people's benefit or reservation price. What, I asked the fans, is the actual maximum value you'd put on your ticket?
It's hard to put a value on it, you know?
Well, we've been coming here for 30 years, my wife and I, and 8 or 9 other people, and we tailgate every week. I don't think any one of us would sell the tickets for any amount of money.
How much is it worth to you to go to this game?
How much is it worth to me? Financially?
Yeah, how much would I have to pay you to buy your ticket? You'd go home.
No way.
What do you mean, no way?
I'm a fanatic fan.
Well, I can see that.
I never give up my ticket.
But is a ticket ever priceless, even to wild enthusiasts? Well, of course, no. The whole point of this video is that it isn't. To economics, nothing is priceless. And in fact, we're putting prices on our choices, at least implicitly, all the time.
Well, you got to try to do it. If not explicitly, then implicitly, you're making that kind of judgment. You're setting priorities and you're saying this is more important.
So I went back to the fans, using another little trick that economists play to force people to quantify their reservation price.
How much is it worth to you to go to a BC home game?
You can't put a price on that.
Say somebody was offering you $500 for it, would you take it?
Oh yeah, $500 for a Connecticut game, yeah. Not a problem.
Would anybody take 15?
No.
20.
Start thinking about it.
Start thinking about it. 25.
I set my limit at 100.
All right, so if I offer you $90, you wouldn't take it?
Oh my God, I felt because I really want to go to the game.
You literally wouldn't do it?
No.
No price?
No price.
We pause to point out that this guy attaches a higher benefit to the football game, and can afford to. But watch, even he has his price.
No, but if I offer you $1 million for your ticket?
I might do that, yeah.
An enormous amount, is that it? Is it? $100. More. $200. More. There must be some price at which you couldn't afford to go to a game, right? $500. That's 4 or 5. You only have 4 fingers. $500 for going to an Eagles game. Yeah. You're kind of a little embarrassed about it, are you? Yeah. Okay, I understand. Thank you. Now remember what we're asking these fans to do. Trying to figure out the total benefit of going to the game. Or as the classical economists first called it, the total utility, which is just a classy word for benefit.
When economists want to describe the joy or satisfaction or happiness that people get from consuming something, they call it utility. And the idea is that we're all trying to maximize our utility. We're all searching for happiness. We all want to do the things that we will derive the most pleasure from.
Whether you call it pleasure or utility or benefit, though, in terms of our story, we're still stuck. The ploy to ascertain a single reservation price for anyone going to the game simply hasn't worked. Each fan has a different reservation price. And that's something economics can never get around, since each of us has different tastes, expectations, circumstances, and income, which change over time.
When I was a kid, I reckoned things in Hershey bars. Is this worth 3 Hershey bars to me? Then I grew up and I began to reckon things in martinis.
No wonder then that each of us will pay a different price for the very same thing. In a common denominator, of course, that's neither candy nor cocktails, but cold cash. But now, at long last, we're finally getting to the heart of the matter. How do we decide what our own subjective benefit is worth at any given point in time in monetary terms? The value of that ticket to next week's game, for instance. Well, to make it a little easier, how about the value of the victuals for the tailgate party before the game? Imagine sausages sizzling on an open fire, succulent, satisfying, and a source of community and good fellowship before the game. Well, there's an obvious benefit for you. But exactly how much of a benefit? Well, suppose when I'd gone to the supermarket, the sausages had been selling for $0.01 a pound. Certainly, the benefit I'll get from them would be more than that. And therefore, at $0.01 a pound, I'd be one happy camper. If I'd gotten to the sausages, however, and found them priced at $100 a pound, hey, I could have found a much cheaper substitute that would also be succulent, satisfying, and community-building enough. On the day we shot this, however, the actual price of sausage was $1.99. Now, is that above or below the benefit or utility I expect from the little fellas? I was now forced to decide my reservation price for a pound of sausage. No easy matter, but fortunately I've always got an economist in the wings to help. So if it's $0.01 a package, I stock up. If it's $100, I walk away. But what do I do if it's $1.99?
That's a little more difficult, but what would you do if it was $50?
No.
10 cents.
Yeah.
$10.
Walk away.
50 cents.
Stock up.
You see, you already have a reservation price in mind.
I don't know it's exactly $1.99.
No, but there's a maximum price that you'd be willing to pay. A penny more and you say, forget it. A penny less and you say, yeah, I'll buy it.
And the way I figure it out is by sort of testing in my mind, too much, too little, too much, too little, just right?
We do that all the time. In fact, we do it so often that it's automatic. Take me, for example. On the way in here to film this, I noticed that they had some really nice-looking asparagus. It was $1.79 a pound. It's worth at least that much to me. And actually, Paul, I'd like to go over and buy some asparagus.
You're serious?
I'm very serious.
We'll buy you the asparagus for participating in this, okay?
Oh, what a nice guy.
Okay, the clock is running out. In asparagus, alcoholic beverages, Hershey bars, or ultimately hard cash, is it worth it for me to go to next week's Boston College football game? Well, before the final answer, here are the bottom line lessons you're supposed to take away from all this. First, that economists use cost-benefit analysis to make decisions. Second, that economists try to account for all the factors involved in those decisions by translating them into a least common denominator, money. Third, that cost is the monetary value of all the opportunities foregone by making a choice. And fourth, that the benefit is the monetary value of what you get, which is the equivalent of the highest price you're willing to pay, which is your reservation price. Once I actually did this entire cost-benefit analysis, I came to realize that in opportunities foregone, going to next week's pricey football game would cost me a bundle, and far more than I'd originally thought. Obviously, the benefit has to be at least as much as the total cost, and upon reflection, it just isn't likely to be. I'm not going to the game. Are economists like our Nobel Prize winners, then, suggesting that to get the maximum return on your time, money, and other resources, you explicitly price every cost and benefit in the decisions you make?
Up to a point. To become too obsessed with getting the exact best is to move into the land of diminishing returns. You want to do the best you can on the basis of the information that you have. Be thoughtful, don't be in denial, but don't sweat it beyond that.
Because then, of course, there's an opportunity cost to spending the time making the calculation.
Right.
Not to mention the opportunity cost of watching this very video. But I leave that analysis to you. You've got your own cost and benefit values, and I've got a game to watch on television.